Hello and welcome to Tea Time with Mia and Company, the swag spot for teens and tweens. On today's episode, we'll be having a very special guest. Her name is Harmonie, a very, very close friend of mine. You guys have any friends? Close friends? BFFs?
Yes. My BFF's name is London. She is very kind.
I have two best friends. One, my best friend's named Alicia. She's very shy and she's sweet too. And I tell her everything, and yeah, she's my best friend. How about you, Mia?
I do have a very special friend who happens to be an amazing dancer. What values would you want in a great friend?
I would like somebody that understands me, who's kind, and who always takes care of me and understands what I'm going through.
Speaking of best friends, I can't wait for you guys to meet my best friend Harmonie. We do everything together. We have a lot in common. We went to the same elementary school. We've been friends since kindergarten. We both played the violin. Check out my interview with Harmonie. Thanks for joining us on Tea Time. Now, I would love to introduce to you an amazing friend and an amazing dancer to talk some tea with, Harmonie.
Hi, Mia. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. Today's topic is about dance. Harmonie is an amazing dancer. So, Harmonie, when did you first start dancing?
Well, Mia, I first started dancing at the age of 3.5, and the first ever class I ever took was hip hop. And it was a new experience for me because I kind of got scared by the loud music when I first walked in. So that day really didn't go well because I ended up sleeping through the whole class.
What made you interested in dance?
Well, I got interested in the dance after I started hearing music and I started to move. So then I just started doing weird moves, what I wanted to do. And then my mom found out that I loved to dance because she found me dancing in my room. So she decided to sign me up at my first dance studio.
What was your reaction when you saw, when she realized that she was watching you dance?
I was shocked, and I'm like, what is she doing here? I'm afraid. So I just stopped, I panicked, and I guess I told her to get out of my room.
What was your favorite, genre or type of dance?
Well, right now my favorite genre is tap and hip-hop. But I think before my favorite one was jazz because I loved to do a bunch of turns and leg holds and a bunch of stuff.
What's the most challenging thing?
The most challenging thing to do in dance is holding your leg for about 10 to 20 seconds or doing the splits.
Oh, wow. How long did it take you to learn that?
Well, when I first started doing the splits, it was hard for me to do it because I wasn't that very flexible, you can say. So when I first did the splits, I wasn't as great as everyone else was. So when I got home, I'm like, Mom, I want to practice the splits. So I would sit against the wall and she would push my legs down, and I got used to it more then.
Since you push your legs down, that's how you practice learning the splits to become more flexible. I don't do dance. I don't do competitive dance, or I don't dance as well as she does. But I know because I've taken a couple of classes. So you play the violin and you dance. Which one do you like more?
I like both the same amount, but to choose between one that I was destined to do, I would choose dance.
Why?
Because I've been connected with it longest.
Do you have any stories you like to share from dance?
Actually, I do. It was my first competition, and we were fresh, we were new, we were called the Duchess because we were young. So when we went in the dressing room, it's a shared dressing room. There's no stalls, no nothing. So when we walked in there, we were shocked to see. We saw girls changing in front of each other. We saw a bunch of glittery costumes. We saw girls doing turns, cartwheels. Everyone else was saying ew. Well, I was just focusing on the glittery costumes mostly.
Oh, do you like using glitter? Do you like dressing up in glitter?
Yeah, mostly.
What was your favorite costume, if you could think?
Well, my favorite costume was my last year's costume for hip hop.
Oh, what did it look like? Could you describe that?
It was, well, we were all in different colors. So I had a green top, and it had green bows and cheetah print up to my wrist length. And then we wore shorts, and then we had tights under it, and then we had our black sparkly shoes.
Can you tell us about Car Live?
Car Live, we went for hip hop, and we were actually pretty shocked that we won because we were competing against a lot of good dancers. And when we went up, we were like, we're not going to do this. We had a lot of doubts and fears about everything. But when we once got on that stage, we gave it our all, and we ended up winning first in our category.
Wow, that's really good. What about the Showstopper?
Showstopper, I really love that one. Since we were the only ones in the division in our age, but we were not the only ones in novice, we were competing against lyrical, jazz, hip-hop, contemporary, a lot of other dances that people might prefer, but out of all of them in our category, they chose us.
Oh, wow, that's really good. I'm not very surprised because you're such an amazing dancer. So I see you have some trophies. Can you talk about the pink one?
Yeah, so this trophy I got from Star Power, and it's called Star Power because they rate in stars. So it's one, you either get 1 star, which is the lowest, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and it keeps on going up there all the way to 5 stars. So this one, as you can tell, was first place in our category, first place champion for tap. So it was pretty fun going up and getting this trophy for my team. And we ended up getting 4.5 stars.
That's good. Now tell us about the one in the middle, or the one that was in the middle.
This one is from Showstopper. So this is how the trophies are. And this one was platinum. This one was for my jazz competition team. We got second place in our category, tied with someone else.
So how is it? Do they rate by stars too, or how's the system?
They rate by platinum and double platinum, and it goes on from there.
Okay.
So this one was platinum.
Now this one.
This one is also from Showstopper, but this one is double platinum. We got this one for my hip hop. And this was, I think, first overall.
It's really good. Now the medals. Is that one?
This one is from Showstopper as well. This is the double platinum that came with this one. This one was also for hip hop or tap. I can't remember. So we were really proud for this as well because we all wore this out, and we were proud to wear these because not a lot of people get double platinum in their third year. This medal right here is from Spotlight, a different one, and they rate in gems. So this one right here is Ruby, and Ruby is second place. Diamond is first, Emerald is third, and Sapphire is last. So this one was for my tap dance as well, and we got Ruby second place overall.
It's really good. So these are just a few of the many trophies she's won so far, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna win a lot more. She's gonna need a whole new trophy case. Where's the farthest you've ever gone for your competitions?
The farthest I ever gone was Las Vegas for one of my nationals.
Harmonie's like an award-winning dancer. Her room is filled with trophies, medals, prizes. If you could think of a number or amount of trophies you have, could you give us a number?
I probably would say about 10 to 30 trophies because of how long I've been in competitive dance. And honestly, I have no more space right now for any of my trophies because I have a thing full of it, and I'm still in competitive dance, so that's still a lot more trophies.
Oh, wow. How many more do you think you can earn?
I don't know. The option is limited because of how many, you have the judge's choice, the overall, the category, the age division. I don't know, lots of stuff like costume, energy, I don't know, facials, a lot of trophies that you can earn just by one thing you do.
Extremely talented dancer. Walk us through what it takes doing a routine, or what was your most challenging?
Well, the most challenging one I would have to go with last year because that hip-hop dance and tap dance and jazz, and I was taking lyrical plus the ballet class, it was a lot. a back-to-back. So after I had got back from rehearsal, from practicing the day before for the recital, I went straight to bed, got ready, straight to bed, woke up the next morning, changed into my first costume, which was tap. So I changed, my parents rushed me over there to the recital place, and we had a bit of time, so my mom started doing my makeup. Oh. But then after jazz and hip hop, I had to change quickly into lyrical, so I had to change on the side of the stage to change into lyrical. Then, out of nowhere, they announced my solo that I was gonna do. And I'm like, wait, my solo, like I was doing the old solo from my 9-year-old, and I was 10. So they had me do my old solo that I remembered. So I had to change. My mom brought the costume. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, why did she bring my costume? So I had to change on the side of the stage again. And my hat ended up falling off because of how unsecure it was because of the time period in between.
Oh, wow.
So that was the most frustrating day ever because they just threw at me my old solo.
So how many times did you have to change? And
I had to change about, I guess I could say there's jazz, there's tap, there's hip hop, then lyrical. Then ballet was before lyrical, in the between. So like I would say six times I had to change.
That is a lot of times. I do recitals, not competition, but I do recitals, and the farthest I've ever gone was maybe 3 times, 2 or 3 times, and it was like I had a long time period to change. I had time to just sit there, eat, and I had all this time, and I'm trying to imagine what it would be like having to quickly change with all new, just finding out new information, and I just wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah, and also when I changed straight from my lyrical hair was in a bun. And my solo hair, as I said before, was in 2 braids. So so my braids were a mess.
So if you could do something besides dance, what would it be?
I'd probably do gymnastics because it would help me be more flexible and do a lot of tricks. And at the same time, I want to learn how to do a cartwheel because I'm the only person in my class who does not know how to do a cartwheel.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you learn. Yeah. So we touched a little bit on what Car Live is, but do you mind elaborating on explaining what you do there or how it works?
We got into Car Live by the Car Nationals. So Car is a competition where a bunch of studios go from everywhere around the globe, and mostly everyone has a lot of props, but we were the only dance that won without props in our dance. So they ask if you won overall in a category, and since 2 of my dances, jazz and hip hop, were competing against each other because they're in the same division and same age group for the overall prize of going to Car Live, the hip hop got chosen overall. So Car Live is basically a broadcasted live competition, and once you're finished with the dance, you're supposed to line up in a row, and the judges there on the spot give you critiques. And what I really loved was one of the judges asked us to do a specific part, and she was like, wow, that was better than you did it in the dance.
Oh, wow.
So our teacher was really proud, especially the main choreographer, Mr. AJ, my hip-hop teacher, and Miss Erica. They were like ecstatic, and when they heard that we won the prize, he started to cry because of how proud he was. It was amazing winning that prize because we have been on a roll during that season of competition. So winning that prize meant a lot to us because out of the 80 years that studio I've been, they have never went to Car Live and won.
Now you must feel really proud for your team.
Yeah, I felt really proud for my team, and like everyone was crying. I was almost gonna cry, but I didn't cry because I didn't want to wipe off everything off my face.
Do you remember your first time at a competition?
I remember my first time at a competition. It was scary at first because I was only taking tap and jazz, but it was really scary because on the second competition, we messed up big time. We went on the opposite sides that we were supposed to.
I know in sports or any type of activity that you have to have like a schedule. what's your schedule?
Well, my schedule was not Sundays, but Monday through Saturday. So on Monday, I would have a class. Then on Tuesday, I would have a class, then have to change really quick, change my shoes and outfit to my ballet outfit. Then on Wednesday, I only had one class. Friday was a hip hop day, like about 2 hours or 1 hour. Sometimes it was 2. And then on Saturday, I would have to wake up really, really early, about 8 or 9 something in the morning, get ready, and head straight to dance.
She's always like, whenever I talk to her, I notice she's always in a hurry because I assume by now I know that it's a dance. And I just always wonder, like, what's the schedule? So when can I actually talk to you or text you? And it just made me think because I don't, besides the violin or maybe some other things, I don't have a tight schedule like that. How does that balance with school?
It kind of didn't balance with school because I ended up doing my homework at like 9 something at night, and sometimes I would have to do it in the car or like at any time period or break I had to do it then. And now that I'm in middle school, it's just even harder because I have 6 classes to do homework for.
That must be challenging.
Yeah, and it also interfered with my social life, like how you said I couldn't really talk to you, and usually I would lose a lot of sleep doing it.
That's a lot of determination. I remember in elementary school one time you came to school. It wasn't injured, but I think you were maybe sore a couple times or something had happened with your leg and you couldn't really run. She couldn't really do PE. She had to ask the teacher to sit this one out.
Yeah, I remember that time.
What inspires or motivates you?
Well, 2 things motivate me. 1, I love music and I can find the counts to it really easily. And 2, the person that motivates me is Misty Copeland. She opens a lot of doors to dance, and she's my person that inspires me a lot, and I want to grow up just to be like her.
She is one of my top inspiring people. She's right next to Oprah, and Oprah is my number one. So Oprah, if you're watching this, come find me. But Misty Copeland is probably the second most inspiring person to me because when I still do take ballet, but when the season's off now, but when I did take ballet, I had a book from her, and it was about just her life, her journey through dance, and it was kind of very different because what you think of what somebody is, or you only see the part where they're winning the medals and you don't really see all the hard work or what they've gone through for it. And just reading the book really inspired me to start new things again, and it also told me that you could do anything that you want to do as long as you put your mind to it.
I really want that book after you told me about it. And yeah, most people just see them do all the turns, the leg holds, the leaps, the dance moves, how easy it seems. It looks easy, but behind closed doors, it's a lot of work, effort, sweat, days put into it. It's a lot of stuff just to arrange a costume and dance routine. So I understand how it is.
We've been talking about dance for a while, and I was wondering, when you grow up, would you have dance as a professional career, or would you open a studio, or what would you do?
Well, first I would go professional, and if that didn't work out, I'll probably work out as my own studio, open up one, and be a teacher there. If that doesn't make a lot of money for me, I would have a side job as well.
What would your side job be?
My side job would probably be like a forensic scientist. I would split half of the money to myself and half of the money for the dance studio to help it paint, do more classes, like interventions, like a bunch of other stuff.
So you said scientist. Could you elaborate?
I would be a forensic scientist. So you know the scientists that help with the if there's the murder or something. I would be that scientist to see how it happened, that, because my family hasn't been whenever we watch one of those murder mysteries and stuff, I would be usually the one to find out who killed it, and it'll be correct.
Oh wow! Is your dance community really close? All of you guys?
Yeah, it is. We're still really close.
I noticed that every year she has a party, I always see like all of her dance friends, and each year I see them again and I recognize them. They probably don't recognize me, but I recognize them because I've been going to her parties since like first grade. So you recently transitioned to a new studio. How's that been working out?
Well, it works out good. It's really different from my old studio. And transitioning to a new studio, not knowing anyone, it's scary because that studio was a whole new, I guess you can say a whole new chapter basically in my dance life. But my friends miss me from my old studio and I miss them. But I like it. I love it over there at my new studio. They help us a lot and I made a couple new friends.
Your old friends, you still communicate with your old friends?
Yes, I do. Their parents communicate with my mom still, so they said they're gonna arrange something for us someday, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Parents say that a lot.
Yeah, they say it.
If there's someone out there watching, which there probably is, saying that, they might want to give up, or even if they just want to start now and it might seem like it's kind of late, or they just don't think they're that well of a dancer, what would you tell them to inspire them?
Well, I would probably say just who cares on what people think or who cares what anyone tells you? Just be yourself, and if you want to do dance, you can go put up with that activity. And also, it keeps you healthy, so you're not usually just sitting in the house doing nothing.
So we're about to wrap this up, but before we go, we've been talking mostly about dance, and not to mention we're best friends. We've been best friends since kindergarten, and let's talk about friendship.
Well, the most important characteristics of being a friend is being there, supporting them, and like overall just being fine who they are, no matter like what they do or what they look like. You should just always accept a person, and that's the main thing you want in a friend.
Yeah, and I think I agree with everything that she says, and I think part of growing up to become an adult is making friends, because you're going to grow up judging other people, and if you have a friend who is considered different to you or weird to you, they could actually become your best friend, and you would never know because you might have been judging them all this time. So friendship is a huge part for me.
Also, you want to be careful who you make friends with. Even though you think they look really sweet, nice, and kind, they might not just be nice and kind.
Friendships can start in weird ways. I have a friend, another friend who knows her as well, who knows Harmonie as well, and we've been friends for the same amount of time, and we actually became friends because I had something for lunch on the first day that she liked or she's had for lunch before, and then we were discussing about it, and that's just how a friendship became a friendship, and they can just start in weird ways, and my friendship with this person started over food. Harmonie, let's enjoy some tea. But before we do, back to the Swagg Spot Central. Thanks for joining us on Tea Time.
Mia, that was an impressive interview. She's a great dancer.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun looking at all of her greatest accomplishments.
Oh, and what's your favorite part of the interview, by the way?
My favorite part of the interview was looking at all of her trophies and things that she's won. She has won so many trophies, it's like impossible to count. It was really fun trying to count them.
That's great.
Thanks for watching us spill the tea about friendship. See you next time on Tea Time with Mia.
Bye!
So be sure to follow us on TikTok at teatime_with Mia.